So I wanted to kind of bring it back old school where, we kind of just talk to each other on a webcam here. Um, so YouTube seems to be, how do I put this lightly, attacking vaping. My channel has been slowly moving away from vaping, as you probably have noticed. I have a video on all of that coming out very soon, but just in the last couple of days, I got a strike for harmful and dangerous content on my channel. Now, I'm going to link in the description a Twitter post that has all the information to the original video that was taken down, to the responses from Google's content creator hotline, and to just the abhorrent way that they treat you as a person. I'm going to put some images up on the video while I'm talking, and I'm going to show you some of the conversations, but you can follow the whole conversation thing because I posted it to Twitter. And there will be a link for that in the description. YouTube keeps pushing this narrative of, hey, we want to be there for you. We want to make it more human, make it less automated. We want you to feel like you're, valued as someone on the platform. When you talk to these customer service representatives and they won't tell you why your video was flagged, why your channel now has an unremovable black mark on it from a video that you didn't realize 4 months ago was going to cause something like this, that's something for concern, especially because of what's happening in the world right now with vaping and the way that the news is portraying it, the way that there's false information out there, and now the fact that channels are starting to get strikes for reasons that are unknown to the channel owners. And when you try to ask for more information, you're told rudely to go read the terms of service. And those terms of service are so broadly worded, because I have read the terms of service, that it could be anything. They could essentially take down every video that I've ever done just because they feel like it, just because that's what's trending in the news today. A year ago, we all lost our ability to monetize anything vape related. And now it seems like instead of just restricting videos, they are flagging them. And they're not giving us any reason why. And my only guess is that it's because of what's happening in the world and the way that vaping is starting to become this pariah in the United States. Everywhere else in the world, well, not everywhere else in the world, but like in major places like the UK, vaping is considered the thing that will obliterate smoking by the year 2030. But not in the United States. No, in the United States, we're all about the dollars, and YouTube has to pander to that audience. And I'm not one of those people that is, I don't wear the tinfoil hat, I don't jump to conclusions off of things, but watching what has been going on in the last couple of months with just the news in general and the vaping world, and being so ingrained in the vaping world and understanding what it is to be a vapor and understanding what it is behind the scenes as a reviewer, and understanding what vaping did for me and how it helped my own well-being. Watching the false information fly and the headlines of vaping causes lung-related illness, and then 45 paragraphs down, after they rip into everything vaping related, they go, oh, P.S., it was THC illicit cartridges on the black market. Or they don't say that at all. So watching these false articles go up and this blitzkrieg of media going after vaping as if it's some sort of a horrible thing that all of a sudden causes, pain and death and all this other stuff, when for the last 10 years or more, it has helped so many smokers to stop smoking. And I've been so excited and happy to be a part of that movement, that helps people to stop smoking and to get to a harm reduction alternative. Because that's what we're talking about here, is a harm reduction alternative. But what's happening is that you have, and it's as simple as just follow the money. I'm going to link a video in the description below. I'd really like you guys to check this out. It's a video by the channel called The Truth About Vaping. And I believe this new episode 3 that they released, really nails it on the head. Unfortunately, because of the way that tobacco has ingrained itself into our state's income, there is no interest in our country to use vaping as a harm reduction tool. And there is no interest in those that are in charge to use it as a harm reduction tool, because you can make more money if people are dying and being hurt from tobacco.
Their most recent tactic has been conflating lung injuries and deaths linked to black market cannabis products with commercially available nicotine vaping products, resulting in panic and irrational statewide bans on all vapor products. There is a genuine concern, even at the FDA, that such sudden removal of vapor products from the market will result in many vapors going back to smoking. Why would health groups want people to smoke again? While the purported goal of these tobacco control groups is to eliminate smoking, they've also made that task impossible by deliberately orchestrating and persuading state governments to rely on tobacco money as a source of state revenue. The simple truth is that if smoking were eradicated, tobacco control groups would be out of a job. It's in their best interest to combat smoking, but not too well. Enough to show that they're worthy of money, but not enough to become obsolete. And if smoking rates start dipping dangerously low and money starts drying up, what better way to ramp up support than to identify another target that poses an epidemic to children, like vaping? All the better if that new target might also be the cause of declining smoking rates.
So the fact that channels like mine and others that I've been talking to have been flagged for no apparent reason and aren't being given any reason. And if you're not a huge influencer, you don't have any pull to tweet out at them, and they won't reply to you. They'll ignore you. And you sit there and you wonder, well, what the fuck am I doing this for? Because if you read the writing on the walls, vaping is going to be gone in the next 6 months, at least in the United States. If you think that the United States is going to be shipping in new mods from China, you're crazy. The vaping industry has been under attack for a long time, and unfortunately nobody cared. If you went to a convention, you would see the advocacy group on the left over there with like 10 people, and then you'd see a stage on the right with booth babes vaping and doing tricks with 1,000 people. And that's just how the industry's been. Everybody has been out there for themselves. You've got big reviewers that, while they may put out a facade of, hey, I give a shit. What you really have is you have, a money grab. And I'm not completely devoid of this either. I've made a good chunk of money through affiliates and different avenues and sponsorships, and that's what's allowed me to continue the channel when everything else for being able to make money through YouTube through the conventional means was taken away. But going forward, it's like, how do you maintain any semblance of income or job security if YouTube itself is going to start to flag your videos, which could result in your channel being taken down without actually telling you any reason or giving you any information about, why. They won't actually give you the specifics. They just constantly go, oh, we'll just read our terms of service. Oh, refer to our terms of service. This is no longer a valid conversation, and it's not going anywhere. We obviously disagree. Disagree on what? You haven't told us anything. We're asking you for information, and you're saying we disagree? We disagree on how we give information? YouTube is handling this poorly, to say the least. And to say that I'm not impacted or disheartened to even move forward with anything vape related is it's an understatement. But let me kind of end the video with this. Vaping is under attack, and it has been for quite some time, ever since the arrival of Juul, who kind of fucked everything for everyone. Them and their fucking Nick salts, which are just created to addict you even harder. They screwed the industry, and we allowed it to happen. We allowed it to happen, and Big Tobacco invested billions of dollars into it because they saw the potential to addict a new generation, because they weren't making that money off of their cigarettes. And then the state started to go, well, what the hell? We're not making any money because tobacco isn't killing people. And so they start to put out fake news about what's causing deaths from vaping. And you get this snowball effect. And now YouTube is trying to protect its ad revenue, even though we don't have ads on our channels. It's been removed. And they're trying to protect themselves, and they're just flagging content for no reason whatsoever. The video that was flagged is also available on that Twitter post, and you'll see that it's the exact same type of video that I post every video. Nothing changed, no format changes, no talking about anything that would be harmful or dangerous. So being denied the appeal, and then being denied through the content creator helpline, through just such a disconnected form of human interaction, was stressful, to be honest, and it disheartening. And it made me really not want to do anything that had to do with vaping, let alone YouTube at this point. YouTube is really like, that's some shit, man. That is some shit. So to not make this rant too long, that's what's going on right now. That's what you're going to be seeing more and more as more regulations and more crackdowns on vaping happen. And if you don't speak up, and if you don't make videos, and if you don't, go to rallies, and if you don't, contact people in your government, like, that's going to help, because they don't give a shit, because they want your money. But all I'm saying is that if we don't make noise, get ready for there to be no noise at all.